Hello Macro, thank you for having me at Inspirecon. I decided to do a video to take you into my room where most of my dreams and visions come alive. I'm going to take you on a journey from my past and my present to my future and what my end goal is. So I'm from Sacramento, California, where there's not much to do. When I turned 18 and I graduated high school, I wasn't fortunate enough to know what I wanted to do at that time, and with the pressures of everyone asking me, I kind of just did what I thought I was good at the time. So I decided to focus on, I wanted to be a menswear buyer, designer, stylist. So I moved to LA and I enrolled at FITM, so studying project development. At that time, I got a really cool job at a store called BB. And in that 2 years of me taking my general ed courses at FITM, I worked my way up from being a stylist to the visual manager of the corporate location. So the owner and founder of BB, Manny Mashouf, would come in every week, and I was running floor sets at 20 years old, telling him this is what we need to buy, this is what we don't need to buy, this is what our customers want, this is how we need to present it. And they were listening to me. I was taking those classes, and once I got out of my general ed classes and started to focus on my core classes, I realized that it wasn't what I wanted to do. It was more of a hobby, but I just wasn't fulfilled. So I did what most college kids do. I took a leave to find myself. During that year, I worked my way up with BB, and I was training to be a junior buyer before my 21st birthday. And my mom hit me with you gotta go back to school. You need to get a degree. I don't care what it's in, but you need to go back to school. So I enrolled at Santa Monica College, and I remember my first meeting with my counselor. She asked me what I wanted to do. It was that time because I didn't, I had all my general ed courses done already. So I didn't know, and she was like, well, you need to tell me something. What would you do for the rest of your life and get paid to do? I don't care if you tell me sleep, you need to give me an answer. And I was like, watch movies. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna put you in film one. And that was my full circle aha moment. Everything kind of made sense at that time. My very first job was the movie theaters. But outside of that, my mom, she's a young mom. She had me when she was 20 years old. And my grandma had her when she was 20 years old. And my great grandma had her when she was 16 or 17. So, my great grandmother was a grandmother's age when I was growing up. I spent countless summers with her. And the first movies that I ever remember weren't Cinderella or Little Mermaid. It was Some Like It Hot, Sunset Boulevard, Poseidon Adventure, Overboard, Flowers in the Attic, Death Becomes Her, It's a Mad World, The Gods Must Be Crazy. So when I walked in there, my catalog and knowledge for films were crazy. That landed me at UCLA, and deciding what I wanted to focus on, I chose screenwriting because I had such a strong sense for story. Growing up, I was in the GATE program, that's Gifted and Talented Education. So in the 4th and 5th grade, I was reading at a 9th grade level. We were reading 9th grade literature, poetry, short stories. So it made sense. Even now I love writing in all different aspects, not even just screenwriting, but I'm writing a thesis right now called Shifting Black, Transvaluing Blackness and Complicating Modes of Spectatorship in a Visual Culture Bound in Whiteness. It's about 25 pages. But I love to write, so that's what it led me to. And yeah, if we talk about who inspires me, I love Black creatives who have a strong sense of self and know what they want to put out there. So Ava, Issa, Mara, Lena, Melina, if we're talking about men, Barry, Kenya, Charles, Ryan, John. Places that I love: Spring Hill Entertainment, Color Creative, Hillman Grad Network, Outlier Society. If I could divulge myself into any space, I would love to go to Stars and go with all the Power spin-offs. I think it's cool that one show just branched off a whole line of shows. And Euphoria, it's obviously missing a Black female voice, and I would love to be a part of that too. But yeah, if we're talking about what I want to do at Macro, I would love to stay here. Of course, I would love to be a project assistant, project coordinator, and just do everything creative, as far as like working with Jira, Amadou, Mark and Greta on, you know, creatives and, you know, visuals, and also helping with Selena and Stacy and you know, like event coordinating and things like that. I would love to stay here and just do everything creative, and just be an assistant and assist wherever I can. Outside of that, you know, after that, I would see myself being a writer's assistant and working my way up in a room. You know, I really did sacrifice a lot to be here. You know, my high school sweetheart, he got drafted into the NFL, and he wanted me to come with him where he was, and I was like, and do what? And he said, you know, we could start a family and you can be, you know, a mom. And in that moment, I realized, I remember telling him, you know, I wasn't put on this earth just to be someone's mom. Like, no. And I had to realize he didn't believe in me and my vision and everything that I wanted. He wanted me to just support him in his vision and his dream, and I had to step away from the situation after 7 years. And I've been broken, struggling, but I've never been happier. So now I'm wrapping it up at UCLA, and you know, I have so many projects in the works there. A few of them I'll tell you. Fourth Down, to football film about the youngest from a football legacy whose dad is a Hall of Fame tight end and his older brother is a star athlete, and he needs to get out of the shadow of him and make a name for himself. The Cranes, a love story set in the mid-1800s between a white male and a mulatto who doesn't know that she's even black, but she finds out the truth about her lineage when a tragic accident happens. The Reader, a group of friends go to Mexico and get their palms read, and their deathly readings slowly begin to come true. The Dating Pool, a black athlete makes a senseless comment about not dating black women, and a young feisty journalist covers the story with the angle of changing his views on black women. Diamond Dash, 4 high school track stars rob jewelry stores on foot, but how long will they be able to outrun their consequences? And then on the TV side, We the People, a 1-hour anthology series based in the jury and deliberation room and that process, and the end of each episode showing what happened and see if the jury made the right judgment. Choices, an interactive television series for a streaming network that focuses on 8 inmates at their appeal hearing, and we get to go back to the night in question that happened and make choices on their behalf to see if making different choices would have landed them in jail. And then ARCA, with the world ending as we know it with global warming, the government constructs an ark that takes 2 of every necessary type of person to make life on a new planet. So those are all of my dreams and my hopes and everything that I have from here, and my end goal. I'm not gonna stop until I can take my family and friends to my premiere, and the end credits say written, produced, and directed by Alexis Rivera. So I'm gonna end this with a visual. I want to show you guys, this is the book that my mom made me when I turned 21, and in it is just my entire life from her eyes and her narrative. And the last page, she gives me some things that she wants me to take away in my growth to becoming a woman, and one of them says, people too weak to follow their own dreams will always find a way to discourage yours. And I take that with me everywhere. So thank you, Macro, for listening to my TED Talk. And I really hope that our relationship continues to grow and build from here. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate everything that I've learned here. And I really hope that this becomes a forever thing. Bye, and the marathon continues.